Like dice through the dice tower, these are the gays of our lives. We are a group of therapists, educators, and spiritual leaders playing queer tabletop RPGs in order to embrace our identities, build community, and share the magic of playing queer games with queer folks. Gays of Our Lives streams every other Sunday from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. We will play queer games with queer characters and then talk about our experiences. Want to know how to use games to build space for your queer clients? Check us out as we discuss how each game can benefit the queer communities that we work with. And today is a special holiday special where we are playing Wanderhome. And but we will introduce ourselves.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. I usually try to step back and not be the first. I tend to jump in. So yeah, I'm Nina. I'm a cartoonist, graphic designer, and educator. And my pronouns are um, pretty much whatever you're feeling in the moment. She, he, they, um, and additional pronouns as they come to you.
I am Laura Taylor Kessler. I am a licensed marriage and family therapist in the state of California. I do a bunch of queer, geek, whatever awesome mental health stuff. And my pronouns are she, her.
Hey everyone, I am Maggie or Mary, depending on the day and the group. My pronouns are they, she, and I am a licensed marriage and family therapist.
Hi, I'm Jessie. My pronouns are she, they, and I am a licensed professional counselor in Chicago.
Hey everybody, my name is Menachem Cohen. Pronouns are he, they. I am a spiritual director, rabbi, and tabletop game designer, also in Chicago. I've actually physically been in the same place with Jesse, and I met Kayla a long time ago. And a lot of my work is in the design and use of tabletop role-playing games for spiritual growth, exploration, and healing.
Hallie Palmer. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm a licensed independent clinical social worker. And I do trauma therapy as well as work with folks that have ADHD and are LGBTQ. So now we have our introductions done. We have a couple announcements before we get into talking about the game that we're playing today. Um, on the 17th, we're going to have the last stream of the year for Yale Capades and for the Cast Gamers group. So please join them. And Menachem's showing the book Kids on Brooms. And on January 2nd, we're actually going to have our first stream of 2022. It will be the finale of the Gaze of Our Lives game of Grand Guganol. And we're going to find out what happens to our heroes Persephone, Ezra, Kavi, and Baco.
First shall be the last.
And now we're going to talk a bit about the game we're doing today. So today we're going to be playing Wanderhome, which is a game created by Jay Jagan of Possum Creek Games. Possum Creek Games is a game company that places an emphasis on creation over profits. They are not neutral or apolitical and take a stance on the world that we live in. They create games for people who have never played games before, for people who have always found games inaccessible or impenetrable, and for people who have always wanted something different than what games traditionally provide. They are meaningfully invested in anti-fascist action, in Indigenous stewardship over colonized land, in queer and disabled joy, in the dismantling of capitalist carceral state, and in the survival and prosperity of all those who have been marginalized by an unjust and cruel society. They create tabletop games because they want to make a tool that empowers all of us to dream of frameworks outside the ones we stand against today. And then the creator of Wanderhome, Jay Dragon, is the creative director and head publisher of Possum Creek Games. Jay is a queer disabled game designer born and raised in the Hudson Valley who grew up digging for newts in the riverbed, attempting and mostly failing to summon ghosts with friends and taking long rooftop naps. In 2020, Jay launched Wanderhome, a pastoral fantasy RPG about traveling animal folk in the world they encounter. And these days, when not writing games or managing Possum Creek, Jay can be found sitting on the dock by the creek, listening to music and watching the sunset. And then a little bit more about Wanderhome. It's a pastoral fantasy role-playing game about traveling animal folk, the world they inhabit, and the way the seasons change. Wanderhome is built on the Belonging Outside Belonging engine by Avery Alder and Benjamin Rosenbaum. That means there's no dice, no math, no game masters, and no complicated rules. It's all about getting you into game as smoothly as possible and filling your imagination with richly developed worlds and evocative text.
That means we're ready to play almost. And in order to step into the beginning of play, what we call in game studies the magic circle, the space around the table or on the Zoom and Twitch screen where the rules of daily life generally don't apply, we have a little ritual we like to do here at Cast Gamers. We often ask some questions first, but we're skipping those questions because Wanderhome has some debriefing questions cooked into the mechanics of the game. We'll get to those in a minute. We're just going to do the name game today, where each of us will say, again, our player name. The rest of the cast will repeat the name. Then we're going to say our character names. And again, the rest of the cast will welcome in the character by name. So we're going to move in the same order. So let's get started. You're muted.
I'm muted.
I'm muted.
No, you're not. I'm Nina.
Hey, Nina.
Hi, Nina.
Nina.
And I will be playing Yarrick.
Hey,
Hi,
Yarrick.
Hi,
Yarrick.
Yarrick.
Hi, Yarrick.
Hey, Yarrick.
I'm Lara,
Hi, Laura.
Lara.
Hi,
Hey, Lara.
Laura.
and I'll be playing Sulfrid.
Soulfred,
Hi,
hello.
Hi,
Hi,
Sulfrid.
Sulfrid.
I'm Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Hi,
Hi,
Mary.
Hey, hey, Mary.
Hey, I'm Daisy.
Daisy.
Hi,
Hey,
Daisy.
Hey,
Daisy.
Daisy.
You fool.
I'm Jessie.
Hello,
Hi,
Jess.
Hi,
Jessie.
Jessie.
Howdy, Jesse.
I'm playing Kara,
Hey, Kara.
Hey, Kara.
Hey,
Hello,
Kara.
or Kara.
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 Kara Bear.
Kara Bear.
Kara Bear.
Again, my name is Menachem,
Hi,
Hey,
Menachem.
Hello,
Menachem.
Menachem.
and I'm playing Puppy.
Hi,
Hi,
puppy.
puppy.
And I'm Hallie.
Hey,
Hey,
Hallie.
Hey,
Hallie.
Hallie.
Hey, Hallie.
And I'm playing Rowdy.
Hey,
Hey,
Rowdy.
Rowdy. And now
Okay.
we play.
Well, a
No.
little bit before we introduce and then we play.
Yeah.
So there's a wonderful introduction to get us in the mood to play in Wanderhome. And so I'm going to read this for us all, and then we'll get into journeying tools. The road has a song all to its own. Press your ear against my chest and you'll hear it. It is always with me, soaring across mountaintops and sleeping in the gutter where the small and forgotten gods live. It tangles through my hair and sits heavy in my boots. Some days that song roars through my bones louder than any storm, and other days it hums its tune so quietly that I could forget it's even there. But I will always hold tight to it, and I'll throw on my cloak, grab my walking stick, and set foot once more. I trust the song. I trust the road. I trust that someday I will arrive at a town and lay down in the grass and know that this is where I was meant to be. The road is a river that carries me home. Inside this book that you hold in your hands or on a PDF is the start of a new journey. Together, we'll set forth into a world of grassy fields, mossy shrines, herds of bumblebees, rabbits in sundresses, geckos with suspenders, starry night skies. I'm looking forward to those. And the most beautiful sunsets you can imagine. We will befriend stag beetles the size of houses, argue with the king of the floating mountain, fall in love with in the basket of a hot air balloon up in the clouds, and make friends with some of the most amazing people you could ask for. The journey will continue across months and seasons and years, or, our one shot for our holiday. And while we wander, we will watch the leaves fall from the trees and grow again. Where will we go? What will we see? We'll have to find out together. Will you join me? So that's to get us in the mood for the game. And now we go into journeying tools, which Wanderhome has its own set of safety tools, which they call journeying tools. The first of which is, let's do this instead. So sometimes on a journey, we might not, we'll reach an impasse. Not all of us will agree on what to do. So we are always empowered to speak up and say, let's do this instead, and provide a different path for the situation. That's the first rule. Do we want to is the next rule. When you're journeying, it's polite to ask before traveling into uncharted territory. So if someone asks, do we want to, it means they're interested in doing something different. And you don't have to go where everyone else wants to go. You can do your own thing. So we can always kind of stop and ask, is this what we want to be doing in the game right now? We can always ask the next rule, where to next? We might get lost in our game and not really know what we want to do. And so we can brainstorm and figure out, what do we want to do for our next scene? Where do our characters want to go? We should be asking, what do you think, to everybody at the table, so that we can all kind of tell this story together. So we can check in with each other. If we ever need a pause, we can say, hold on. We're allowed to take breaks. In fact, we take a break on this stream in the middle of the stream. So a break is welcome at any time if you need to step away and get water or bathroom or whatever. We're always allowed to say no. I don't want to do this. I don't want my character to do this. I don't want someone else's character to do this to me. You're always allowed to say no, and we can always change it. And the last tool is walking away. I don't think this particular group will have an issue with that. We usually don't. We're pretty respectful of each other, but we can always step away from the table or the stream if we feel uncomfortable. And those are our journeying tools. So now we go to introducing our characters. We should probably go in the same order that we've been going.
Wait, are we doing characters or setting first? Oh, sorry, we are doing characters.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, so Yark is a moon bear, and as such, my pronouns change as the moon changes in its phases. So my pronouns are wax and wane. I'm a poet. I have some moon glasses, half moon glasses. I am assumed to be obscure and formal based on my poetic writings. And I'm actually romantic and pretty casual. In addition to my moon spectacles, I have a cloak full of pockets and literary quotes for every occasion. And maybe my cloak has maybe too many pockets for me. We'll see how that plays out. I write about the everyday lives of my fellow travelers, and sometimes the small and forgotten gods that I hope someday won't be forgotten is metaphorically intertwined in my poetry. And the seasons and how they change me unintentionally creeps in from time to time. I read a cheap paperback found on the side of the road, whose author I wonder about constantly. And I have fully memorized the last text written by my mentor before their death, which reflects on life. And should I also ask a question to go to the next person, or are we doing relationship questions a little later?
Can't remember if we were going to do relationship questions on the stream or not.
I think we were just going to recap them, right?
Yeah, we should
Yeah.
probably introduce
Okay.
first.
Okay. And then we'll go through questions.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, then I guess that's me. Sulfrid is a sun bear. Pronouns are she, her. Two things that I was but have forgotten: innocent and impressionable. Two things that I will always be: protective and nurturing. Um, my look consists of a battered dream journal, a questionable hat, the softest smile, and healing herbs that I have to take at specific times. As the dreamer, I'm not going to go through all the dreams, but as the dreamer, I have a recurring dream, a couple of dreams that have insights or omens, and then a dream that I am keeping safe until it finds a new home. I have the ability to share my dreams with others, and others can share their dreams with me. And there's a way that I will never use again to share my dreams. I don't need to go into all that detail either. We can just kind of play with that. I travel with these wonderful bears. And also my beetle, I'm trying to decide what kind of beetle still. I think I want it to be like a like a scarab kind of beetle. And someone suggested the name Ringo. Absolutely, the beetle is Ringo. And yeah, that is Sulfrid.
All right. So my bear, I am Daisy, and I'm a Kermode bear, or the other name for that type of bear is a spirit bear. I have a daffodil behind my ear, and I am brave and deep, but I'm worried that I'm not lovable or useful. So I'm a black bear, but my fur is white because of a genetic thing with spirit bears. And I have lots and lots of beads inside a polka dot brindle that I carry. And I also have a pet ant. And sometimes people think I'm calling him Billy, but his name is actually Brilly. He's Brilly Ant. I have spent my life making other people happy because I'm from a carnival. And most people around here don't make sense to me because I'm from a carnival that was in the wilderness. It was not in a city around a lot of people other than carnies. Everyone assumes that I don't know a lot about the world, and they think I'm from like a farm or something. I carry a handful of tickets with me from the carnival, and I am very confident that CASTT, a small but forgotten witchy god, has decided to accompany me, but I am not sure where they are. And that, I think, is all I'll say about Daisy for now.
I'm next. So I'm playing Kara Bear. Their pronouns are they, them. And I'm playing from the Busker playbook, which is an independent production by Eric Drew using the Wanderhome setup. So Kara is a sloth bear and has a beret. When at all times, they are chatty and precise. When no one is watching, they are sloppy. And when everyone is watching, they are charming. Their look, I have a curious object that's essential to my art form. I have an overlarge suitcase, which is light enough to carry. And I have a small, bright spirit friend who shines happily when I perform. And I have stage makeup. My Kara's favorite type of audience is poetic, so that they can understand the deeper meaning to the movement. And their least favorite is empty because it's hard to appreciate the art form. The spirit friend currently doesn't have a name, but maybe we'll discover that as we go on.
I am Puppy. Puppy is also an independent playbook. You can find it on Itch by Zane Smith and Natasha Pepe. And Puppy, I am a spectacled bear, but I don't wear glasses. It's because my fur is spectacled looking. And I wear a flower crown all the time that's alive. And I am so pleased that I am effusive and impulsive. And I wish I wasn't so sensitive and stubborn. I have an intriguing aura. I have a pack with many compartments because I find, see, I'm an aesthete. Everything's so beautiful. I find all these beautiful things, and some of them I keep. And I'm wearing a Winnie the Pooh half shirt. What else do I want to tell you about me? I have a stone that someone gave me, and it's so beautiful because it's so plain, and the person was so effusive about it when they gave it to me. I have a map, one of those really fancy old maps with dragons on it and fancy borders and great lettering. And I have that plant that's still alive. It's sprouted in the depths of the oversea. And that's me.
Hi, I'm Rowdy. My pronouns are they, them, he. I'm a Kodiak bear, and my playbook is the dancer. I am a really large, fluffy Kodiak bear, ready for winter, and I have tons of hair, and I also wear a top hat with a flower. I'm upbeat and generous, but I wish that I was better at being focused and handsome. And I carry a soft reed flute with me, a cloak of glowing fungi, an outrageously long scarf, and of course my hat. And I have a couple dances that I will gladly dance. A dance that I will dance with the many small and forgotten gods to earn luck and wisdom. A dance that I will dance with time itself to teach an ancient story. A dance that I will dance with my friends to celebrate life and all it gives us. And one dance that I will never dance again is a dance that I dance with the deepest dark to bridge the gates of life and death. It was a bit too much for me. I carry a dagger bestowed. So I kind of combined some of the playtest stuff along with the official book. And I really like some of the playtest stuff. So I carry a dagger bestowed by a funny and raucous gang of hyenas who consider me family, and a ring from someone that I once fell in love with that I cannot bear to throw away. Bear. And I will teach to anyone who wants to learn a soft, gentle reed flute snatched from the north wind god himself. And one dance that I'll only ever, or one thing I'll only ever dance to alone is a lovely whistle tune. That was the last song my mother ever sang to me. And that is Rowdy. And then next we have our relationship questions.
I can go ahead and so Rowdy, what did your style of storytelling, just dancing, teach me as a poet?
Oh, well, I think that I taught you that there are universal languages that don't require words to tell a story. That's all.
Thank you. And Sulfrid, what's your favorite part of my writing?
It reminds me of the dreams, of my dreams, of the dreams people have shared with me, others have shared with me. And it's like a reflection of like the waking dream. Like you're interpreting what is around us. And I like that.
So would you say we're living the dream?
We are living the dream. We are living the dream. Yarrick, why won't I teach you how to collect and share dreams?
Well, you've said that it's perhaps something. I know I'm a little absent-minded at times, and so I think that might be why. And but I promise I never fully lose anything. I just happen to forget where I put it at this moment in time, but it'll turn up. But I understand how important dreams are, and that can be a little bit nervous making.
Okay. Daisy, how do you help me interpret dreams?
Yeah, I do that in two ways. So either I consult Brilliant, or I just kind of throw my beads out and read them and tell you.
Love it.
All right, so Solfrid, what did you show me that no one else could?
Well, I showed you a dream. I mean, I have showed you how to help me interpret dreams, but also showed you a dream of dazzling colors and the brightest sounds felt through unseeing eyes and unhearing ears.
Kara, why are you so patient with me?
Well, we're both performers, and I understand that we need time to think and reflect before performing, before doing our craft. And Daisy, which part of my stage persona do you like the least?
I think I like your chattiness the least, because I just love like your body's performance.
And Puppy, how do you think I best connect with my audience?
Wow, you never forget the audience. You don't go in your own world. You remember them, and while you're dancing, you're still connected to them. Oh, I think it's my turn. Kara, how has my obsession with beauty gotten us into trouble?
Well, sometimes seeking the beauty, you forget the practical. And sometimes we go to places where, like a museum, where you want to touch and study the art so much, and we're not supposed to do that there.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Rowdy, what did I show you that you will never forget?
Oh, you once showed me a beautiful overgrown cemetery.
It was beautiful.
It was so pretty. And you showed me that we could honor our ancestors and that haunted places can be beautiful.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Puppy.
Yeah.
Why did I come with you when we left home?
Oh, I promised you effusively, because I'm very effusive, that we would see many, many beautiful things, including beautiful dances. And was I right?
Yeah, you were.
Yeah.
Yarrick, why won't you ever dance with me?
Oh, yeah. Me. I forgot I was here for a second. So I really prefer to observe stuff and kind of write about it. And it's just so amazing what your dances are. I'm just so inspired by them that I wouldn't want to not have the chance to write about it. And also I'm a very small bear comparatively, so I'm not quite sure how like maybe me and like maybe one of us might have beautiful dances, but also occasionally 2 left feet. But
I mean,
it's
sometimes
okay.
tumbles are fun, and you just gotta you gotta roll.
They
You
look
gotta
like
roll
it.
with it.
I know.
Fun point.
I'm just not the
Fun point.
athletic type.
For the audience, we are keeping track of puns in pun points. I feel like they should almost qualify as tokens in this game. But anyway.
Oh, we'd have too many.
I know.
But aren't bears supposed to have 2 left feet?
Well, is it a foot, or is it a hand, or is
Is
it
it both?
I
Paw?
call them pause. Let's take a pause. Sorry.
No.
We'll see how long this voice can last.
I'm always pausing to see the moment.
That was
I'm all pause.
You are all pause. That was our relationship questions. So now we go to introducing the place and the holiday briefly.
Oh yeah, I won't read everything, but I will kind of give the highlights. So, we are coming into a glen, which is often a place overflowing with creatures and bugs and alive with movement and presence. It is. We should have put these on the same page. It is snow blanket. So there is snow up to our waist. There's the white light of the snow, the silence of a sleeping world, except for all of us making noise in that silence. There's countless stars in the crisp sky, mugs of streaming of steaming drinks. There's some red flowers peeking through the snow on the branches of a large, very large tree that I think even Puppy's arms aren't big enough to give it a full wraparound bear hug. And there's also kids building snowfolk out on those branches. And it just feels like this place has a sense of family. We're leading into New Year's, which is a week of hopeful revelry. We have festive stalls with lots of snacks inside. We're hoping. There's often gift giving, special performances. We've got a few performers in our troupe here, so maybe so. And letters written for all your friends, which is often my favorite part. I am a poet and I do know it, and I take advantage of that. I guess I'll leave the rules out and move on to this big tree that even Puppy can't fully hug is actually a tavern. And let me ask, Rowdy, do you I always I have to look at my notes. I think I have them in my pocket here somewhere. Do you remember what the place is called? I remember you were very excited about this place.
We're talking to me?
Yeah.
I think I heard that this place was called the Craft House.
Oh.
Which is
Very
like you guys, you can get like small batch whiskey and beer and beer and cheese, and there's a lot of makers there, a lot of people that make things, and it's the Craft House.
lots of workshop spaces and communal
You
tools.
get it? Craft food and crafts.
Beer.
I mean, I'm a dancer, sorry.
And crafty beer.
So that's an art craft. It's a
I just don't have the like timing for my jokes yet. That's what I'm saying.
Yes. So and I can describe more of the interior maybe as we step in, because I think we're starting outside. Is that?
I think so. I think that's
I
what
think
we're
maybe on our way.
Yeah, well, that leads into our questions, right? Our embark questions, the last piece before we start playing. We have 4 questions. The first is, as a group, we get to decide what sort of place did we just travel from?
I feel like I've joined, like I think I'm the newest person to have run into this group, and I'm I'm trying to remember where I was last. And
maybe you wrote it down.
maybe I did. Let's see. So I think we were in more of a wilderness, like this area seems somewhat open, and the trees are a little spread apart, but and I think on the other side of those trees, maybe there was like I think I'd stopped in like the base of a mountain. There was a little tiny inn that I had, because it just started snowing at that point. It hadn't quite blanketed like this. Does that sound right? Anyone remember more about this little place?
I like the cave.
There was a cave.
It was comfortable.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, it was. I think they called it the Den Inn.
I been there.
And then I went again.
But what have I gotten myself into for this next few hours?
Something wonderful.
I think there's gonna be a lot more people here.
Yeah, that one, it was
less people at the place we were just at.
Really just us, and maybe 1 or 2 other stragglers that stayed out that way.
Yeah. Cool. Anyone else have any ideas about that place, or should we move on to the next question?
They had really good pastries.
Did they have bear claws?
I don't really like those. I like the jelly donuts. And they just
Does that count as a pun point?
It's like a wordplay point. I think yes. A pun point.
A pun is
better.
a wordplay.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Has the journey been long from the cave to here? I know how I feel about it.
I feel like it's always. Oh, sorry.
Well, I was gonna say I feel like it's been a while, but not like long, right? Like we were talking about, the snow had just started falling. I think we've been traveling a while, but not endlessly.
No journey is ever long. There's always so many beautiful things to find and see, and dances to watch with our own crew.
I feel like it's been long, but only because I can't wait to get to the craft house, because it's always like, it always feels longer when you're on the way to a place that you want to get to. Don't like, this place is awesome, you guys. You have no idea. It's so awesome.
So
like, I guess that leads into is there somewhere we hope to go?
Yes.
Because Rowdy told us about the craft house.
This is the best place.
I heard it's a good place for winter time.
I've heard it has an amazing stage.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to some cheese.
I mean, it's a good place for a season of chill.
And like needing to like nap a lot.
Yeah.
And meet other people and network.
Daisy, what are you looking forward to about this place? I've got everyone else's written down, but I really want to know yours too, if that's okay. I like to.
Yeah, I wonder if there's something I can do with my beads.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because they're just beads. But I think there's crafts that use them. And since we're going to the craft house, I could maybe drink some craft hot chocolate.
Ooh.
And do something with beads.
Love it.
Do you think they'll maybe have new beads you haven't seen before?
Oh, that would be so much fun. Yes.
I bet there's some beautiful ones.
Yes. I think so.
Ooh, and beaded clothing. Oh, I've seen some really beautiful. I think I
Clothing.
have some poems in here, but I'll save that.
I'm
for-
skipping the
Okay.
obvious pun. You can't. I won't say it.
What? What?
What?
You can't
Say
beat it, or you can beat it.
Yeah, you can.
Ah!
Mhm. Well, that leads us to our last question. So finally, we ask silently to ourselves, where is my home? And for the purposes of the stream, I will not leave it so silent for so long. Let's get started playing. Who has ideas for scenes? Not me.
I
I
guess.
believe we said we would start approaching,
Traveling, right?
Mhm.
coming towards the tree.
Um,
So we're walking down the road.
and maybe I I've just written down some words. It's not a poem yet, but and I did mention how big and beautiful it is, but I'm looking up in the limbs of the tree, and I'm really not sure because they look like the size of like a berry, and but I think my cousin might be up there on one of those limbs. um
Did he go
sometimes
out
we
on a limb? Sorry.
yes he could he does that a lot. He tends to not stick to something for very long, so he's often out on very different limbs. Thin limbs, wide limbs, fat
Shall we come
limbs.
around the bend and see the tree fully?
Yes, maybe a closer look will help. And I am, as a very small bear compared to many of these bears here, one that gets pretty cold pretty quickly. And maybe
I'll, I'll pick you up. Come
that's exactly what I
here.
was hoping for. Could I get one of your famous bear hugs?
Come here.
Thank you, puppy. And
So-
maybe I'll stay here until we reach the craft house.
Okay. Yeah.
So Rowdy's very excited and is gonna is trying to contain it, but is like kind of running forward and dancing a little bit and like surprisingly light on their feet.
And then
for
we
a
turn the bend.
1,000-pound bear.
The glen opens in front of us. And there ahead of us majestically is the craft house tree.
And it's so nice that Rowdy is so large, because it's like an instant path through the snow, even if it's not a straightforward path. It
It's
keeps
so
it fun.
beautiful. I'm sorry, poet. I'm gonna run. Oh, I can't take it anymore. Fall down in the snow. Put you on my belly. And I fall on my back. Oh my God, look at it. It's so beautiful and big.
Oh, it got so high.
It's ginormous.
I can't see the top. Can you see the top, puppy?
No.
Can anyone else see the top?
I look up and like fall in the snow. Oh, I can make a snow bear, snow angel bear.
Very high.
Hmm.
Can we climb it?
We can go in it
Um,
and climb. Yeah. Can we?
ooh. I mean, I'm not the boss. Does everyone want to go? Are we still
Yes.
It's
Let's
rolling
go.
around?
getting
Are we?
cold out here.
Yeah.
I'm just dying for some hot apple cider. with a
Don't
little
die.
something in it. Something to warm up my bones.
Oh,
That's
The
pretty
hot
Rowdy
apple
said
sad.
cider, make it even hotter with something.
Mm-hmm.
you should go first, Rowdy. What do you see inside?
Okay, so he bursts through and like it's like one of those. It's like it's a Disney movie with like the wind bursts in and a couple
The snow like
snowflakes,
falls from the door.
and all they
frame.
see is a giant bear with like a couple. This is the craft house. And in it, it's very warm lighting. There is a huge hearth with some stew bubbling. Underneath it, there are large tables. There's little nooks for people to do whatever they wanted. There's some people just kind of lounging, working on things. And there's, of course, a bar. And there's multiple levels. And you can look up and see that people are like other folks are working on projects, and there's one thing that unites the whole space. And you saw a bit of it outside, but it is an extremely long tapestry.
Would you call it never ending?
It might be never ending.
Is it a story?
It goes outside.
Yeah, and it's wrapping over the rafters, and there's some people that are just kind of snuggled up into it, where it's clearly it's very vibrant at the end, which does happen to be near the hearth, but further up as it like those are the older parts. There's some moth-eaten holes literally, and there's some caterpillars mending it with their silk, and people are working on it. Also, if some people are currently weaving in strands from their journeys, and it's a bit noisy, but it feels very warm and welcoming, and there are people of all sorts of there's all sorts of people here. We got badgers, we got snakes.
You got stinking badgers.
And there are a whole plethora of people here.
Who else do you see?
Mongooses,
Mongoose.
mongoose,
Regular geese?
and geeses.
There's some sloths, some real big sloths
Giant
hanging
sloths.
from some of the rafters. There's a
There-
whole gaggle of geese that are kind of making a whole ruckus.
And I see some
Honk, honk,
other
honk.
birds up on those rafters. Do you know what those birds are, Rowdy?
I don't know. You might have to go look at them.
Okay. I'll go
Oh,
ask around.
Oh, I heard that they might be tits. I think they might be great tits.
Oh, yeah, you're right. I see some tufted tits and some some blue tits and maybe a titmouse or two. Oh, it's so nice to see so many different tits all hanging out together.
Right?
There's a lot of tits here.
Tits come in all sorts of shapes and sizes.
Mhm.
It's
They're
so
so
exciting.
fluffy and feathery. Oh, I love when they get all cold and they just like poof up
Yeah,
and huddle together.
but don't make them mad.
No,
You don't want to know.
I would
Puppy
never.
bursts in the door. Hello, everybody.
And runs right into Rowdy. And there goes tumbling.
Ooh, what do I want to? Oh, what do I want to observe first? Oh, I need a place to observe from. Oh, I think I might jump over into that pile of tapestries. What are you guys all gonna do? What are you all gonna do?
It's self-serve stew. There's just bowls there. So
Nice.
Puppy
Ooh,
goes and
maybe
gets
I
a
want to warm
big
up
bowl of
first.
stew.
What about you, Sulfred?
I think Sulfred's like meandering. Like we've got Ringo. I'm trying to decide. Ringo is like big, probably big enough for Sulfred, who is also a smaller bear, to sit on top of. So probably gonna have to stay outside. So Sulfred says goodbye to Ringo. You wait here. Maybe I'll bring you something nice. I'll find something inside. And then Sulfur's gonna meander inside and look for some nice warm drink to have.
And I'm gonna tap on Sulfred's shoulder and be like, I think they have a beetle stable. You can get to it through that area over there by the root. And then you can also go and visit them and look at them from inside. There's an observation window, so you can kind of look at everybody's little steeds.
Thank
They're
you,
also
Yarick.
cool. No bug should be left out in the cold.
It's true. It's true.
They deserve warmth just like us.
It's true. Thank you, Yarick.
So, whatever my name is, Rowdy, has already got a nice big mug of hot apple cider with some whiskey in it, and is just gonna kind of kick their feet up near the fire, and is gonna get a token for pausing for a moment and getting some rest, and is just gonna be kind of asleep in like a second. Is gonna say like, yeah, you guys should just enjoy yourselves. Like, we'll find, or like, there's things that we'll be able to do later. Is out. getting ahead on the winter naps.
Kara is going to go towards the stage and just get a feel for it, and then climb up and set up their aerial silks and just like make sure they're nice and secure, and then kind of climb up on the silks to talk to the sloths that are in the rafters, because we're similar with the claws. I'm a sloth bear, but I'm not quite a sloth.
Cousins.
Daisy is looking around for beads. And I do think there's a craft bead corner, and this is very exciting. And she just runs over and puts her hands in all of the beads, claws, paws, all of the beads. Yes.
Beads go spilling everywhere.
Yeah,
probably, yes.
Daisy, like from your right, you hear a meh and like a clop, 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 clop. You like the beads, do ya? And you see a juvenile goat, a kid, kind of looking at you, and he looks in the beads with you.
Yes, these beads are amazing. I love them. Are these yours?
No. They're like community beads. You don't have to worry too much about that. They're just really cool. Where are you from?
Yes, I'm from a carnival.
Ooh, I feel like I could tell that from you. Yeah. Every once in a while we have a carnival here.
What?
Check it out. Yeah. If you talk to the person behind the bar, maybe they could tell you about it.
I'm gonna have to find them.
And with a gleam in their eye, they clop away.
Daisy takes some beads and just like whatever she can carry, and just walks towards the bar with 2 fistfuls of beads.
So Yarick has warmed up in the tapestry and wanders back over to the viewing window for the stables, and just kind of one by one, I go and I sit with each of the different creatures in the stables and start reading them my poetry and asking what they think of them, because I do think of them as equals. So some choice lines from that poetry happens to be, lost be the enemy's wife, for the enemy's wife healeth the neighbor's king. What do you think of that one? Um, maybe let me try another one. Um, this is from my more thoughtful and maybe like a little bit of a lost period for me. It's this one is the Big Bang is how Mother Nature says I don't know who I am. Um, it's very thoughtful, don't you think? Oh, um, hmm. And
Yeah.
maybe I'll try. Oh, that one got some applause. Maybe I'll star that one. Maybe that'll go in my final book. I have to find a publisher. Maybe there's somebody here. And this one was inspired by some of the busker and the dancer that I've been traveling with lately. There is no I in rhythm. Really makes you think, doesn't it? Doesn't it? What do you think about that one? And I kind of like really look intently, like trying to almost like mind meld with one of the little buggies staying warm in the stable.
So is this one of your moves?
I
So I'm
I think you
well,
get a token
Yeah.
because you engage with
Let
the
me see.
bug as your equal.
I do get a token for that.
Yeah. Don't forget
Where
our
are we
moves. Like I
recording
forgot when
from
I
here?
lay down and looked at the tree, I was describing the beauty. I get a token for that.
Mhm.
So other people probably have gained a couple of tokens. Like Daisy may have gained a token because of the bead thing. But check your sheet and make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's the there's the place tokens, there's the holiday tokens, and then there's our tokens too.
So
Um,
many ways to get
moves
tokens.
and my dog really wants attention right now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Are we pausing for tokening?
Mm.
The token pause.
Uh,
Does
Um,
pausing now count as another token for pause? I guess we're not getting rest.
Our characters aren't pausing.
I mean, mine's like
Yeah.
like sawing logs. That's a terrible pun inside of a tree. Uh, sorry.
I did not take a token for when I picked up the poet because it didn't really inconvenience me. And I had to
Mm.
inconvenience myself to help somebody else to get a token.
See.
I'm going to walk around and just ooh and ah at all the art and the craft work people are doing. I'm going to do that thing I get accused of where I'm going to sit there, I'm going to plop myself down next to a craftsperson, looking at, just intently watching them. I don't say I don't say a thing. I just sit there and watch.
The person who you're looking at, what do they look like?
Anyone else have an idea?
Is
What are they
it
working on?
I think maybe are they working on like they traveled all around the world and they're taking all the different like plants that they've gathered and they're pressing them into a book.
Ooh, I can't resist like picking up one of the non-pressed ones and looking at it that they're not working on yet, and then putting it back down. Oh, it's so beautiful.
And they before they heard
Yeah.
you speak, maybe they go to like lightly like smack your hand. But then they're like, oh, I'm sorry. Yes,
Oh,
they are quite beautiful.
the way you press them and preserve their look and you get the best pressing. You know, they don't look, they almost look still three-dimensional.
I'm so sorry for the abrupt physical contact. They are just so delicate, and
Oh.
so it can be it is very very intensive. Capturing that beauty like that. I'm so thankful you appreciate that.
I'm so thankful you can do it. And I'm used to getting abruptly contacted.
um, would here I've got an extra of this plant. Would you like to try?
Yes.
And so they kind of set you up with the press and like a clear clearish looking paper, and they say, well, you look mighty strong, so the pressing part I don't think will be all that hard, but can you here's the flour, here's the layers, and they go in like this and in this order, and but as the artist, you have to decide how you're going to lay it down to really capture the beauty of this aspect of nature.
I love the
What do you think you're going to
rawness.
do?
I mean, I really appreciate when I can see the patterns of nature and the rawness of the art.
What's your favorite thing about this plant that I've given you to press?
See that little line of purple that's almost imperceptible?
Oh, why yes. I'm very usually attuned, but I also have to work at such a steady pace that sometimes I forget about those little imperfections in some of these. But I suppose that does make it quite more beautiful. Sometimes I make stuff to what people expect.
You might forget in your brain, but your heart remembers.
Oh, that's such a sweet sentiment.
Yeah.
You're such a darling, and she's just like kind of enthralled with your attention and appreciation, because it's I don't think she gets as much um attention as other crafts, and so she just kind of uh, abruptly goes to like not fully pinch your cheek, but do like a little like, oh, like she just loves the dimples from
That
your
feels like an
smile.
invitation to a bear hug. I have my arms wide.
And she kind of looks down to make sure that there's nothing delicate around her with all of her plants and flowers that she's going to um sort of scatter away, and so she sort of more slowly than maybe you're used to, but like gently presses herself into your bear hug.
Spin.
And then woo!
Yay.
And
Put her down gently.
so yeah, she's like, oh, I haven't moved that quickly in ages.
Yay.
All right, now go ahead and finish placing your flower, and
I do the pressing, and
yeah.
There you go. Yay.
What are others up to?
No, Daisy was on the way to find out about a festival or carnival.
Yes, I am on my, I have gotten to the bar, and I kind of like I set my beads down and I'm organizing them by color. I'm making a rainbow of beads as I'm waiting for the bartender. And is anyone able to be the bartender for me?
I can do that.
Okay.
Who's this gonna be? What are they gonna be like? Sorry.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think of which animal would be the best. Um, so a badger is gonna kind of wander up to you, is buff looking fellow, and this is one of those British, the UK badgers that look with like the white stripes, not the scary North American ones. Not those, but they all can, they're all a bit muscle bound. He's gonna be like, hey, you got a lot of beads there. You want anything?
Don't you love beads?
I mean, you do. That's
Yeah, I do. I really do. I love
they look
beads.
really nice.
Well, thank
like-
you. I'm making a rainbow.
Oh, you.
Oh my gosh. Okay. I heard something about a carnival. I don't even remember what the goat said, but I'm from a carnival. Have you been to a carnival before?
Yeah, I've been to a carnival before, but I don't think there's going to be any carnivals here anytime soon.
Why?
It's winter. There might be like we have other things. We have like festivals and stuff. You said goat though. What did this goat look like?
It was a goat.
It was a goat. Do all goats look alike to you?
Yes. It did not have any beads. It wasn't rainbow colored.
If it was the goat I'm thinking of, that was probably Glenn, and Glenn likes to trick folks.
But why? Why would someone joke about a carnival? They are very serious and fun.
I don't know what to say except for Glenn's a kid, and I mean that's better than the old jokes they used to play.
Glenn's a kidder.
Yeah. We had to talk to Glenn about some of the not so nice jokes. So that's better than the others. But we do have a festival coming up for the new year. So
what's going on?
We just have like a thing to mark the changing of the year, and I imagine that's why a whole troop of bears just arrived. We do have a large hibernating population that joins us for the season.
Oh.
And but there for the holidays we always have performances, and you said something about carnivals and stuff, so I think that you'd probably be able to find a way to show off your talents.
Yeah, how do we sign up? How do we do our talents here?
You just do them. Like, I mean, I'll write your name.
Can I
down
go
right
on
here.
stage right now? Right. Okay. Write my name down. Okay.
What's your name?
My name is Daisy. I have a
Daisy.
daffodil in my ear.
With a daffodil and beads. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you want any libations or anything?
I would love some hot chocolate.
Well, here you go. Extra
Thank
whipped cream.
You're the best. Thank you.
We have dairy free if you need to. So.
Would you like a ticket to my carnival?
The ticket to the carnival that's at the festival here?
No.
Oh.
It's like kind of a far away, but don't worry, you have time to travel. Here, I have a ticket. Here's a ticket.
Oh, thanks.
You're welcome. Bring beads.
Oh, okay. Have fun on the stage.
I will. And I go and sip my hot chocolate.
I feel like Daisy just got a token for giving away something you hold dear.
Yay.
So, I'm gonna wander over to where Puffy is, and I'm gonna sit down. I'm like, I keep bumping into people because I'm not really looking exactly where I'm going. I'm mostly constantly just like writing notes in my little book, and then I find my way and kind of just sit across from Puppy, who I think is slowly going around the same table, probably hugging everybody. Would that be that might be, or what else might you be doing, Puppy?
Well, I thought I was busy for a little while pressing flowers.
Oh, okay.
And
So-
I think, Puppy, you get a token because you are working hard and sweating over your creation.
Ooh.
The place gives you a
Ooh.
token for that. So
Nice, nice.
Oh,
Sorry.
cool. I want to know what Cara Bear and Sulfrid are doing.
Yeah, so I was gonna ask you, like, oh, what do I see Care Bears like way up there in near the rafters? What do you think she's gonna do?
Something cool and beautiful. Hi, Cara Bear.
Hello, I yell and wave. And I ask, would you like to see a show? And then I want to do a performance. So I'm using aerial silks. So I'm like wrapped up in the silk since I'm all the way at the top. And so we're slowly unraveling until close to the bottom, super fast in a way that seems like you shouldn't, an 800-pound bear should not be going this fast and falling off of some fabric, but that is what is going on, and stops before hitting the bottom. And then like just doing some lovely routines going up in the air, and just very beautiful, very dazzling. And I am, yeah, so just very dazzling performing. And at the end of the performance, I pass around my beret to see if anyone would give a donation.
If anybody around me wasn't watching you, I'm like, look, pat them on the shoulder. Look.
I feel like after that first like go down and 800-pound bear tumbling down like gracefully, like Sulfrid and all the people around are probably just like, oh no, and then oh wow.
I think people don't, there's no money. People give you like trinkets and things they made.
I get a token for every donation, so I will take all of those trinkets.
Rowdy like startles like, huh? And he's like, here you go, and like gives you a mushroom and like a couple coins.
I can give you a bead or beads. What's your favorite color?
Blue.
Okay, here's some pretty blue beads. And you can also come to my carnival and I give you a ticket.
Ooh, that'll be fun. I like carnivals.
Yes, we would love you there.
I'm going to give you the pressed flower I'm making. Well, it's probably not done yet. Takes a while, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still beautiful.
Yeah.
So that's about 3 tokens.
I'm gonna give you a little 2-line poem that I just wrote about your performance. And I'll say, like, keep this for later. It's all like folded up and like torn out of my notebook. And I just like hold your hand that's holding out the beret, and I say, enjoy the realities, not the realities. And then I slowly release your hand, and I have just like a big grin.
Yarrick, what does that even mean?
It's poetic. That's my favorite kind of audience member. I don't have to understand.
Whoa.
And I turned back to Sulfrid, and I was like, you don't want the poem I wrote about you. I'll give it some more thought.
I wouldn't say that. I just, I like the things that make no sense. Dreams make no sense. It just,
So what does that mean to you? What if that came to you in a dream?
I would think that it was talking about the dream.
But what is it saying about the
It
dream?
would be a dream within a dream.
Maybe we're dreaming now.
We could be dreaming now.
Is this what a dream feels like? I think this is what a dream feels like.
There are a lot of beads here.
So Rowdy hears the dream talk and is like, "Are you talking about dreams? I just had a crazy dream. Do you want to hear it?"
Absolutely. I'd
Yeah.
love to hear your dream.
I had a dream that there is a cat here with a magic. They had a big mug filled with magic ale, and we should probably find that cat.
I stand up to my full height.
I'm just saying, like, we should probably find it. Like,
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
like.
And then I kind of do like a little motion and I'm like uppies.
Okay. Put you on my shoulders.
and so it's the two of us just like doing this as you turn.
Yeah. One looking this way, one looking that way.
and I'm like,
Mm.
ooh,
Hmm.
there over by the hearth.
Rowdy runs over. Where? I don't see a cat.
Is it a cat?
I just like I don't see a cat here.
I feel like there's just a big mug by the hearth. No cat, just a big mug.
Pick it up.
Oh, and maybe the mug has a design that has like a cat in, like it's a big stein that has like some sort of cat hidden in the imagery on it.
It's a Stein design.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's very
Drink it
poetic,
all.
puppy.
You rub off on me.
A two-word poem. Oh, maybe
Uh-oh.
that'll be my new
Rowdy,
thing.
Rowdy, you drank it.
I feel great. Who wants to dance?
Let's dance.
Do any of you want to dance with me?
Let me dance for you.
And so I'm still sitting on puppy's shoulders, and so I'm kind of like I've got one hand on your forehead and like sitting down on your shoulders, and I'm trying to write in my notebook with my mouth while you guys are dancing around.
Daisy, you want to dance?
Sure, but I really want to hold the cat.
I don't know where the cat is.
I think it's a person cat.
Oh. So I'm kind of dancing, like I will dance and look at the same time.
I have to find this cat because I drank its ale and I need to buy it another.
Yeah.
But
Go
it's
back.
magic.
But I mean, it was a dream. Like, is it real?
Sometimes dreams are real, or they tell us things.
Wait.
I
So
feel like
is
you would
there-
definitely know this.
is there a cat, or you just see the stein with the design of a cat on it and your dream interpreted it?
I don't know.
It could be anything.
Ask the poet. Ask Yark.
And the dreamer.
Yark said the cat was over there, and then I saw
Wait,
this mug. It could be anyone's mug for all I know.
I thought I saw a cat. It was like a like everybody here is pretty intense on what they're doing, and where a lot of us are I think I'm got a lot of ink on me, but I'm a very dark colored bear, so sometimes it's hard to tell. But it was just like a stark white shimmering cat that had almost like a metallic look to some of the fur, except
Ooh.
for some little orange bits, and it just like dashed away so quickly. And
Cats are slinky and graceful.
Yes.
so by the time we
Usually.
got here, it must have, yeah. But keep a lookout. And Rowdy, how do you feel after? Like, you seem to get pretty excited in your dance moves. Where, I mean, I don't think I've seen anything like that before.
Dance all the time.
Don't answer that question. You know why? Because it's almost time for our break.
Yeah.
And we need a little bit of a where's the cat and what's going to happen to Rowdy as a cliffhanger.
That will be our cliffhanger.
Big questions in a game like Wanderhome.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Will Rowdy nap again? Is there a magic cat? Whose beer was drank? And what
Are dreams real?
what is
Is
Daisy
this
gonna
a
make with the
dream?
beads? How did Yarrick learn how to write such beautiful poetry?
Also, what would happen to the cat if the cat found the beads?
What are the beads? Will there be more
What
pun
happened?
points?
Are they
Yeah.
magical beads?
Magical
Is
mead.
that magical mead made out of magical beads?
I hope not.
Mm.
Okay, let's take a break.
Okay, let's take a
Break
break.
time.
And we're back.
Hi.
Oh, I've written so much since last time.
A little bit of time has passed since we talked to you before.
Mm-hmm. I've been hard at work sweating out these poems. Is that a token?
Is it?
Like a pun token or a token
token.
Would you like to hear some of the poems that I've been sweating out since last time? I can give
Yeah.
you like 2 or 3.
I'd prefer if you didn't
And-
sweat them out, but you can speak them out. Sounds kind of gross the other way.
So, sometimes you can interpret the sweat.
I'm just kind of
Mm.
and so I kind of lift back and like check to see if there's any like sweat stains on my cloak full of pockets, and get a little bit self-conscious and then just kind of settle in for a second. Okay. So let's start with this one. The 2 things you need in order to experience a body is a boy and a bow and arrow.
That's 3 things.
It's mystery. It's called mystery and creating a moment of making you think. You're doing exactly what I want you to do.
It's interpretation. I'm interpreting
Yes.
the way I
yes, you
want.
are. You don't have to use that tone.
So we got this festival coming up, and I guess I'm gonna dance. Cause what else would I do? But I like that just like there's so many good dancers here. Like
Let me break the fourth wall for a second. So a little bit of time has passed, and we are in a deep snow, right? And it says, when the snow falls, it can truly fall. There have been records of past snows swallowing up entire houses under the white blanket, and no one in their right mind would ever travel. If it wasn't for the culture of hospitality in the Haith, this might be a nightmare for you wanderers, us wanderers. Thankfully, a deep snow is a lovely time to hunker down with some friends and stay warm during a heavy chill. So we've been doing that, and we've been working ourselves towards the New Year's carnival, because Daisy said she wanted a carnival. And so the Festival of New Year's has become a carnival. And that's what our characters have been doing in the elapsed time. And there's still the mystery of the cat.
I think that ale just gave me indigestion. I don't think it was magic. It might have been old ale. But
Someone just went to the bathroom and they came back and their ale was gone.
yeah, and there was a bear dancing. But speaking of magic cat, if there or a cat with magic ale, like I really need a special dance. Like, and I'm feeling a bit like I just need something new, and maybe I need to find that cat.
I have an idea.
Okay.
I got yarn for my
Oh.
beads. But cats like yarn.
That's true.
That's a good idea.
Maybe
I mean, it is a stereotype.
Yeah.
that's also
And-
true.
Like, and there's, I mean, so if cats like yarn, maybe the cat would be near where near the end of the tapestry where they're working on it. Maybe
Oh,
that's the best I can do. Or,
Or
just ask
unraveling a
around.
part of it.
Yeah.
But there are watchful caterpillars.
mhm.
Like Kara.
Maybe the caterpillars know.
That's fine.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, I'm also thinking Kara has been doing her aerial acrobatics, and so like maybe Kara knows.
Have you seen anything?
I've seen the tapestry go up and up, but we can climb up and see how far we can find it. And if we can find the end where they're still making it.
And so Yarrick is gonna look up and see the inside of the tree going up and up and up, and kind of get a little bit shaky and sweaty and a little knee knocky. And it for such a little bear, that's a pretty high height to check out.
But there's like stairs and levels and people. See, there's lots of people up there. And look, there's where the tapestry goes outside.
We'll help you.
I
And it comes in, it goes out. It does it many times.
I'll help you up. Like we're bears. We can climb. We're good at
Okay,
climbing.
okay. And especially with Kara here, like, I mean, if you can take that fall and be so graceful, like in your performance, then I think I feel pretty safe.
Yeah. It's
When in
all
doubt-
about knowing if you fall, you can catch yourself.
Oh,
Or just-
that's so poetic.
You should write that down.
Wait,
If
let
that
me
doesn't work,
take
you
a
can
moment.
Fall on me. It's okay.
Right, this feels like an important and relevant moment to write down. I might have to take a token for it.
Also, always trust your friends to catch you.
Or-
Uh,
To soften your fall.
mm,
I've been working hard on building up that winter weight. So
mhm. You've been doing a good job.
I know it's so good.
It's not very hard to do here.
And with that, Yarrick's gonna kind of like poof into Rowdy's like tummy, and your fur is like very poofy, so I like basically like sink into it for a second, and I'm like, yep, you're good, and then I'm
Wow.
like trying to find my way.
If I were
out
back
the
home,
fur.
I'd probably be a contender for Fat Bear Week. I mean, this would have been my year. It'd be
Mm.
bad.
Oh, maybe this year's like a test run for next year.
Maybe.
Would you take me with you next year? I want to write about it.
Sure.
Never been.
I mean, you're gonna have to play your part too. You're gonna have to partake in the.
That means you gotta start eating now.
I don't know
you
if
can't
I
just
can eat
be
as
an
much as
observer
you do.
there. I mean, no, like everyone's got their, it's not about the end result. It's about the journey, like where you were before and after.
So there's like a right way to like put on the heft. I mean, I see you eat a lot of healthy food
I
to get.
mean, some people like to stick to fish. That's
Mhm.
kind of my go-to. It's really all about the before and after photo. That's all I
As
can
you're
say.
talking, puppies start pushing you up the stairs.
And
And-
let's go find that cat.
I
as-
feel
as
like
we
Sulfur's
climb-
wandering behind, just like.
As we walk the stairs in different workshops and different rooms. Are you trailing yarn behind us?
Yes, I am.
So we can find our way back.
Yeah.
I want to find a darker corner that we turn down, and there's like a bunch of small forgotten gods here. And
Oh.
I'm gonna say, ooh, maybe they know about the cat. And I'm gonna spend a token to listen to the shared wisdom of the many small and forgotten gods and ask the table or the screen what they tell us. Say, what do you know about, what do you guys, oh, you guys are so beautiful. Oh, I love the way you climb around. And I'm so sorry. I'm remembering you. You're not forgotten now. What do you know? Do you know about the cat with the magic ale?
And
So
I
you
was
guys
gonna
get
say,
to, you guys get
is
to be the
something
small
supposed to
forgotten gods.
happen?
I'm spending a token, so yes, something's supposed to happen.
So we have to answer.
Yeah.
Um,
What did they tell me?
um, so as a poet, and who doesn't want the small and forgotten gods to be forgotten, I'm taking lots of notes. So I'm a little distracted while they're speaking. But maybe one of you hears them?
Yes. Yeah, like maybe kind of like the sound of a bell on the breeze, like a bell that
Ooh.
would be on a collar, like kind of from a distance.
Oh, where does it seem like it's coming from in the distance?
Like it's coming from higher up, but not quite outside, like maybe one of the rooms higher up in a maker space.
Ooh. Did anyone else hear anything?
Bell sounds
Sulfur or
like
Daisy?
music.
I feel like the gods told us to be careful. The cat is very tricksy.
Okay.
And also Sulfrid is going to thank them for the information by leaving some of her herbs for the gods on the ground. And I'm going to get a token for offering.
I'm taking one of the flowers from my living crown and I leave it for the gods as a thank you.
The gods told me to read the beads. So
Are you sure that was the gods?
Yes. Who else would it possibly be? Be quiet, Billy. Shh. Don't, okay. Read the beads. So I take out a handful of beads and I scatter them on the floor.
When you said I take out a pocket, I heard pocket full of sunshine in my head.
What do the beads say? What do they say?
They tell you.
I think that the cat does cause trouble, but I think that the cat likes the beads and the yarn, and we should keep going.
Oh. And they just gave me my inspiration for my newest micro poem. They said, drink oneself immortal. So I think we might need a drink to keep going. I think there's a bar on this level.
There's
Is
always
there?
a bar.
So I wander over and just get like the tallest tankard and I run back and I'm like, and I run up to each of you yelling like very excitedly with my book tucked away. They come in pints! In pints!
Rowdy's leaves another little mushroom for the gods, and after getting 2 pints, we got to continue to keep our weight on. I was going to say, okay, there was a bell, a dingling bell. So don't mind, like, you guys might want to, I don't know, I need to dance. And that'll help me find the cat. And so it's going to dance while taking a sip of the mug. And just narrowly misses Glenn the goat, who's running away from something. And we hear someone yelling further down the hall.
Oh,
Wonder what Glenn did.
and I'm gonna say I just finished my pint, and I was finally dancing with Rowdy, or behind. Like we were, like I was thinking it was like a line dance kind of thing, and for once kind of let go a little bit.
Nice.
The small and forgotten goods give really good advice.
Right? Oh, the best advice.
I think
And then I'll
I
get.
will. Oh,
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna get a pint to leave for the small and forgotten gods because they deserve some fun as well.
You
A
need those
token.
tokens.
So when the sound happens, I get startled, and I kind of fall back. So since Rowdy's kind of leading the way, who do I bump into behind me? Who's behind me?
Glenn.
Glenn is behind me. And I knock over Glenn as he was trying to walk away.
So that's going to be a place move, sowing confusion amongst the disoriented. Glenn, so you're pretty certain Glenn was there on purpose, and goes, meh, watch where you're going.
And then is he gonna continue to kid around with us, or is he gonna run off
Fun point.
and skid away?
Well, you said kid around with us too. He's they're not going to stick around for too long because you're going in the direction of someone that they annoyed, and Glenn's going to be like, watch out for the geese. Apparently they don't like it when you mimic them. That's all. Okay, bye. Bye. I should have played a goat.
Next time.
Actually, I have played a goat before. I forgot that. Not in this game. Well,
Yark, being confused and disoriented, heard they like it when you mimic them.
Oh, no.
So in
no.
trying to satiate the geese, he Waxes is trying to like do different goose calls, like
I've never seen Yark like this before. This is
There's a reason Yark doesn't drink much.
Did Yark get into my herbs?
Yark had a pint.
They come in pints.
I don't think Yark's even finished their pint.
Sounds
my
like
new-
someone else. A little bit of
new
bleed
poem.
there.
Pints. Pints.
Pints?
They come in pints. One by one. They come in pints. And then I bow and fall over again. And this time I maybe like floof into Puppy.
Hey.
Always count on your friends to catch you.
And I'm just like shaking my head.
I got you, Yark.
I'm going to remember that the next time I have one of those falling dreams.
So I'm gonna take a moment to marvel at something no one has ever seen before, and then I'm gonna ask you guys to describe it. So we go around a bend, and this is the room with all the geese in it, but something about this room is just absolutely beautiful, and we hadn't seen it before. What does it look like, you guys?
It looks like a pint.
The geese have molted somewhat, and they've used their feathers to decorate it.
Oh. So maybe like it's a big room. The geese are kind of like waddling around and talking to each other, and there's kind of feathers floating, but there are also some like some are strung together and
Adorning the chandeliers and the
Ooh.
walls, and stuck in crown formations here and there. Maybe they've dyed some of them.
Ooh.
So,
It's so
I'm-
beautiful.
I'm just gonna sort of still drunkenly, maybe, I don't know if Puppy's like cradling me like a baby, because or like how I'm
tiny
being.
are you?
I don't know. Like I was thinking more, how big are you and Puppy?
I'm really tall.
Yeah.
Yeah. Puppy's real tall. I'm just real round and fluffy and big.
And I'm just gonna kind of generally ask the room, can you explain? Which gets me a token if something happens.
You're just asking the room of
I'm
geese?
just like, I don't know who I'm talking
No,
to.
you
so
don't.
I'm just,
You don't get a token, Yarrick. Whoever explains gets a token.
Oh, whoever sits down and talks me through it gets a token. Thank you for that clarification.
Well, I don't think there's a cat here. That's all I know. So
Well,
I
Right.
cannot explain.
It looks like the geese make their own art. It's very beautiful.
what does it look like? Does it remind you of anything?
With the feathers and how some of them are painted, it kind of looks like a sunset.
Oh,
I've got
that
sunset
sounds beautiful.
on a snowy day.
They're crafty geese.
Are
It
any
is
of the
close to.
geese- are any of the geese horrible?
Are any of them
Horrible.
untitled?
Yeah.
I'm lost.
Untitled goose game.
Yeah.
Play a
Honk.
horrible goose.
There is a lot of honking in this room.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think the next thing, and I'll kind of turn to Sulfred and be like, am I dreaming? Or is that a cat dressed like a giant goose?
Yeah, Sulfur, what
And
is you tell
Sulfred,
us.
Sulfred is going to turn, and I think that this fake goose, don't know if it's a cat, just starts running away.
Into the flock, and we lose sight of it.
Mm-hmm.
Where are you going?
Let's go. Come on, let's get that cat goose.
Follow it.
And I just kind of point.
What's a
Puppy.
Fezzik move? Out of the way.
So I'm gonna spend a token to know something about the place I'm in. I'm like, there's a shortcut right over here, and like grabs Puppy's hand, cause like Puppy's right behind, and it's like over here, and it's like a little door, and it's amazing, but somehow Rowdy gets through it. definitely more fur than. And Rowdy does do a bit of a tumble and ends up like at the bottom of some stairs, but the cat goose is up ahead. You guys go on. I'll catch up.
Cat friend, you're amazing. Clomping down the hall. carrying Yarrick.
Yeah. I think at this point you've got me like in a just like over your shoulder, and like butt facing forward, and I'm kind of like looking, and I see Kara and Sulfrid and Daisy, and I'm just like, hi. And I kind of look at you as like, is it the cat I saw before? Is it all white with the metallic and the little bit of orange?
It was dressed like a goose.
There.
Well, I know. I mean, I kind of know. I wasn't sure if that was real or not. But like, is cat, like, I know the goose has the white and the orange, but does the cat have the white and the orange?
See, poetry is about things that we're not sure if they're real or not. So that's why you can see the cat.
Thought that was. Okay. Are you sure that's poetry and not drugs
It's also dreams.
or
It's
dreams?
also
I guess there's a lot of things that you don't
a
know.
lot
if
of
it's real.
things.
We gotta get the cat. Come on.
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
This
And
poor cat is never gonna stop.
and I look at Kara, or I look at Daisy, who still has the string and the beads, right? And I just kind of like point down at your string and your beads, and I'm just like, do the thing. Here,
kitty, 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 kitty.
and I kind of just like turn around, and I'm holding on to Puppy by like, I have my hands over your mouth, but that's also how I'm like hanging on to you, so that, and I'm like, shh. And I look back at Daisy, and I'm like, do it again.
Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Come here, baby. Come here. Does anybody see her? Or him? Or them?
And I think Kara and Sulfried are the only ones that aren't like, Rowdy's probably still trying to get up.
Yeah, it's a very narrow staircase that Rowdy got stuck.
So
I also don't hear anyone spending a token yet, so we don't find the cat yet.
Well, I spent a token to find a.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. So, but I wanted to see if someone else wanted to play the cat. I played a fair amount of NPCs, so I want to give someone a shot.
I'm gonna spend a token to provide a solution for an aspect of a matter or immediate problem. And I'm gonna put 2 and 2 together, that like you worked at a carnival where you may have also known, or some like a fellow carnival person taught you some like rope tricks or something. And I'm gonna be like, lasso. Like,
I should.
I was like, wasn't there some like super cool trick that you used to do at the carnival?
Yeah, my really sweet carnival friend, they showed me how. So I have to like tie it. Just a second. And I'll put a bead in there just for good luck and for a little bit of weight. And because beads are pretty.
Mm-hmm. And they're friendly, so maybe they'll know if they get lassoed that it's not bad lasso. It's friend lasso.
Yes.
So, Sulfur, go to sleep and have a dream.
Do it now.
Now.
Okay, and Sulfred can go to sleep like that, but I don't know how that's exactly going to help us in this situation.
You don't have to do
Dreams
anything
are-
you don't want to do.
Dreams are
You-
truth.
You could be like Dreamer.
Dreamer doesn't sleep to dream. Anyway, but yes, sure. I'll go to sleep and I can, well, actually, I don't even need to go to sleep. I can tell of a dream that reveals part of the truth. I feel like this whole thing reminds me of a dream that I had, and I don't, it's one of those dreams where you only remember parts, and usually I write everything down in my journal. But I feel like the cat, we can get this cat to be our friend. I think that is what we're going to do. I think
Rowdy gets an idea from that.
okay.
Rowdy just says from the ground, this is one of my moves. And like looks up and sees a cat, like it's like hanging off of a tapestry looking down at you guys. And says, "Hey cat, do you want to be my friend?" And like tries to like use their abdominal muscles to try to like get up, but is really struggling.
Do the thing,
kinda like-
Daisy.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go to Rowdy and help him up and ease someone's pain, if only for a moment, and use a token for that.
So does the cat want to be my friend?
Okay, hold on. Let's find out. All right. It's okay, kitty. All right. The lasso wraps around the kitty's tummy. And the kitty comes down and I catch her.
Does
Hi,
cat
kitty.
does the cat want to be my friend?
Ooh,
Cat wants, yeah.
I was like, the cat catches the lasso, whips it around,
Oh.
whips it around a little protrusion, and swings down.
Oh, go kitty! Little paws onto the string and woof, down by us.
Horrible.
What? Horrible?
I said that's adorable.
Adorable.
That is horrible. Enough.
Wow, the kitty could be part of our carnival. Look at that. Kitty, you're talented.
So is this a magic kitty?
That is a magic kitty. Yes.
Did the cat say
kitty with
that?
The magic. Yeah.
Cat
Yeah.
with
The cat-
a cat.
I think the magic kitty, like you see the glistening from the little metallic looking pieces of fur, and so it's like super, it's like the cat's a total poser.
Everybody's magic. Meow.
So Rowdy kind of like big ol' Rowdy. Hello, little cat. So do you want to be my friend?
Yes.
And okay, cool. Yes. And I get a token. And oh, we've got a problem, cat. And I heard your magic or something. And I need a new dance for the festival. Cause everyone's seen my dances already. And I do not want to make a fool of myself. And I'm gonna need some help. I need a new dance.
We could come up with a magical dance.
Okay.
Take my paws. And when you take magic kitty paws, you kind of like float a couple inches off the floor.
Oh my goodness, I feel lighter than air.
We are.
Am I dreaming right now?
Possibly.
How do I get down?
The kitty takes one paw and then twirls you around.
Whoa.
It's like sparkles are flying all around us.
Wilfried, is this a dream?
I don't know, but I don't think so.
Puppy's trying to catch the sparkles.
Aw. Okay, that gave me the inspiration I need. Thank you, Magic Cat. Do you have a name, Magic Cat?
My name is Fredalina.
Fredalina. That's a beautiful name.
That's the
Thank
most
you.
poetic name I've ever heard.
Fredalina is like a ballerina.
It's funny because I was thinking Wilfred, so I like that we both had Fred.
You can call me Fred.
Fredamina Wilfred is a full name.
Yes.
Okay, I think I'm ready for the thing, but I don't know if you guys are.
I'm always ready to watch you guys do your things.
I will say that I just want to provide a new perspective, and I don't know if y'all have experienced this perspective before, but alcoholic beverages are designed to change your solitude. And I think I want to use they them pronouns because I'm like part of all of it. And it feels like I want to be part of. I want me and you to all be the they them.
That sounds like we us.
Oh. Maybe that's even better.
We are all together. Bear hug.
The spectacle of magic is briefly interrupted by a bear hug pause. Does anyone want to bask in the tiny moment of beauty?
Yes.
I feel like all of us are just like in awe of this.
Rowdy's gonna wrap their arms around all of you, and then everyone floats.
Big group bear floating hug.
The cat.
Oh. Is this the dance?
Yes.
We are all the dance.
Can we get everybody at the carnival floating?
We can do whatever we want.
Maybe it starts and then like we just keep adding, and that's your performance, and it just keeps adding on until it's the whole place is like dancing and twirling together up and down the whole tree trunk.
We're gonna need more beads.
This would be a special performance.
Yeah.
Lots of magic.
And we're engaging the audience.
Oh.
There will be no difference.
Yeah.
Dancer.
Oh, I can hardly bear to wait for this to happen.
Cara Bear, you've inspired us.
Yes.
We can all fly. Temporarily.
I believe I can fly.
Is there anything else we need to do before the festival?
Oh.
Or anything anyone wants to do?
Where is the festival happening? Is it the whole thing, or is it like in a place in here? What did you decide, Daisy? The carnival.
Well, if you go towards the top of the tree, I've heard that there is like a stage or just a big open place with very tall ceilings where we could fly.
And maybe cause that was a lot of stairs. Maybe Rowdy and was it is it Fredalina?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can, when we make the big chain of all the people dancing and floating, like that's how everybody enters the carnival. That's like the opening ceremony.
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, this is gonna be so much fun. I can't wait to write about all of this.
All right.
So, someone else gonna go?
As my great mentor, Beringer, once said, when we can't share love, what is there left to share?
Let's go share love.
Woo!
With everybody.
Yes. Anyone
So,
want a bead?
Then
yes.
The first people we should help teach to fly should be the birds. Because if we mess up, it'll be okay.
That's true.
oh, let's go help all the tits.
Where are the great tits?
They're all around us.
They're everywhere.
You just need to open up
Hey.
your eyes.
Great tits and the
This is
tufted tits and the
wonderful.
titmouses and the blue tits.
Yeah.
They're
So,
all hanging out.
Rowdy has a paw and holds on to whoever's next to them and starts the chain floating up the tree. And all you have to do is like tap the next person and grab their hand, paw, claw, or wing, or I don't know what you do for the snakes, but figure it out.
They're like
Fredalina.
neck.
But then the snakes
all
can't tap
waist.
the neck.
All waist.
I mean, Puppy's forming giant bear hugs, not a line.
Mhm.
Fredalina was accidentally grooming herself for a moment while everybody was flying and they started to fall, but then she was
No.
like, oh, okay.
Thanks, Fred. And they
Wait, so
wind
I lost
their-
track. Are we still in the room with the geese and the cat, or down the stairway with the cat, or we go
We're
downstairs
like
for the festival?
floating, and
We're floating around somewhere in this tree.
We're
and
floating
Rowdy
around
is
like the whole
leading the
inside of
train.
the
All right, so we've jumped ahead to the New Year's carnival.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yes.
Okay, I spaced out for a second.
Okay.
I was admiring the beauty.
So like Rowdy will like they make their way snaking up the tree and out like a window, and it's like really chilly outside, but as everyone comes out, they see that there's like snow animals all over the branches of the tree. There's also some red flowers peeking through some of the snow, and we'll say maybe it's sunset because we can start seeing the stars.
Mhm.
And there's a large stage up there as well where people are getting ready. And people are very excited, and everyone's bundled up in their warmest clothes and has snacks and warm drinks.
I mean, there's lots of snow, but it doesn't have to be super cold, right?
No, have you ever noticed, Puppy, that when you lay in the snow and you just kind of chill there for a minute, it feels a little bit warmer than when you're up, like most of you is above the snow.
Cool or hot or warm.
I don't know.
Something.
I just have all this hair. And I
Yes.
just go like this, and Rowdy like shakes his hair and gets poofed even more. It's like I just do this, and I'm fine. My nose is cold. That's it.
And then Yarrick is like, and then I do this, and I just like slowly recede into Rowdy's fur for a
And-
second, and all you can see is
Yarrick
like my little
disappears
nose.
for a second.
Just the nose.
Anytime. My dude.
So warm.
What is everyone doing?
what part of the carnival is everybody gonna enjoy? To me, it's like this old book that I found on the side of the road. It's gonna be okay. The first line that it has inside, it says it's a fairy tale, and that's what this feels like. I'm never quite sure what they mean by that as a starting line. It's so mysterious. But I'm just enjoying soaking this all in.
I'm gonna take the move of try out a new name, look, or gender, and I'm gonna change my name to Love.
I love it. That's
Because
awesome.
we're sharing love.
Mm-hmm.
Before, we weren't sharing puppies before.
No, but we're sharing love, right? What the mentor thing. You have nothing left to when you don't have any. Share love was the idea.
I like it.
I don't remember the words. The beautiful idea. Call me Love.
Sounds good. Hey, love.
Yes.
How's it going? That's all. Just trying out the name.
Lovely.
Rowdy's a little nervous and is gonna partake in something warm and spicy, and is just kind of like staring at the stage and just like, I can do this. I don't think I've performed for this many people before, but like they're all pretty chill, and I've known them for quite a while now, so it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Just I can't have too many of these, but one more will be fine. He's just muttering to himself.
I take a little bit of my fur and twist it up into like a little braid and say, if I give you part of myself, I'm giving you some love.
Oh, thanks. I think you get a token for that.
I get a token for that?
I think so.
Oh.
Get a token whenever you give someone something they really wanted, or offer someone. There's like a bunch of them. That like feels like a ease someone's pain. Da 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 da. Or that would be a spending one. You get a token. Whatever.
Yeah. I think.
Thank you.
That Kara will start performing, creating a new performance inspired by the experience of flying, except it'll be a lot of tricks and a lot of wires because that makes it more dazzling. And even though now we can kind of fly with some help, it's more fun when it's stage magic. So a lot of tricks, and then just performing purely for the love of performing, which would give me a token that I will immediately spend for a standing ovation.
Yay. Oh, Kara Bear.
I feel like Solfrid is I'm going to use the move daydream and relax. And it's just like daydreaming and relaxing in between all these performances and watching the performances of the people in our group and all the other people there. I think just enjoying it, and it feels like a just like with Yarik's poetry, like a waking dream.
Daisy is kind of meandering around the whole place, like watching with the cat and playing with the string to try to keep everything happening and keep the kitty on track.
So for me, for Yarik, I'm gonna spend a token to make a promise to myself that I'm determined to keep, which is that I will no longer sit on the outside to observe, but I will live in the moment so that I can more accurately reflect the experiences going on around me.
And Rowdy's gonna finally get up the courage to dance, even though Rowdy's danced their whole life. And I will I'm gonna take a moment to bask in the grandeur of the world and describe it to the table. Rowdy goes up to the stage and takes a deep breath and looks out over the tree and sees all their bear friends, the geese. There's Glenn, the goat, kidding around and getting in trouble for taking someone's apple cider donuts. And the stars start showing up in the sky, and Rowdy begins their dance and is going to do a dance you dance with time itself to teach an ancient story, and kind of morphs it into the dance you dance with your friends to celebrate life and all it gives us, um, and teaches everyone how to float or fly. Isn't the craft house great, you guys?
Yes.
The best.
So much fun.
It is superb. This other wombat just walked up to me and shared that the answer to reality is the metric system. I'm learning so much here.
Strangely, Love has found a quiet corner after rounds and rounds of huggings and flyings and is being very pensive and goes, if I am love, then I'm beautiful. I'm so beautiful. And Love loves themselves.
Aw.
Love is beauty.
I never noticed how beautiful I was.
You are.
I always knew. I thought you understood your beauty, and that's why you appreciated the beauty in everything else.
Guess I was always just looking for beauty and love in everything else.
It was in you all along, love.
Love, love, love.
I feel like that feels like a good stopping point.
Yeah.
But I don't,
Love.
unless someone else had a thing that they didn't get to.
Did Sulfred take a final action?
I did. I was I was daydreaming and relaxing, and everything felt like a beautiful waking dream.
Ah,
You know, Sulfred, I did have one more thing. I know I said you wouldn't enjoy the poems I write about you, but I wrote a new one, and it's all about you. It says a free thinker is just as much a poet as an undercover agent is an entrepreneur.
Are you just using Inspirobot?
a poet
all
never
of
tells their secrets.
I had this inkling earlier, but that one sealed the deal.
You should hear one of the ones from earlier that didn't make it onto the stream.
So New Year's has this thing it tells us to do. When you celebrate New Year's at the end of the season, you re-ask your relationship questions.
Oh, to the same people?
One to your left and one to your right.
And it doesn't say it has to be the same question.
They can change. So
Aw.
let's do that with one sentence answers.
Okay. So, just to keep things fast, I'm going to keep the same questions. Rowdy, what did your style of storytelling teach me here at the craft house?
that sometimes you need to participate in the beauty and life. Otherwise, like, and sometimes that is just as wonderful as observing and describing it.
That creates some great reflection, and I really feel like I now understand that family life makes you happy. Thank you. And then Sulfrid, what's your favorite part of my writing now?
How random it is.
Most unreal.
Almost unreal. Definitely. It really is like a dream.
Oh, I think you told me about something in one of your dreams called a computer, or it was a 2-letter kind of thing. What was the thing from your dream? It was a 2-letter like you said it was like a computer thingy. And
AI.
yeah. And so I don't know. I was inspired by your dream to try out this whole new like writing style.
Okay.
I'm glad that you enjoy it.
All right. I'm gonna keep this moving along so we can get to our checkout. I feel like I need to change the question because you would just give me the same answer. Yarrick, what do you know of my waking self that you can't tell me?
That sometimes you seem less comfortable in your waking self than your sleeping self. But I feel like that might not feel so great to hear. But it's okay.
Okay. And Daisy, what dream have you told me of that you couldn't share with anyone else?
Well, I had a dream that, oh my goodness, I have to remember one detail. Okay, I had a dream that Brilly and Ringo fell in love. But anybody else should know that.
That's their business.
It is. It is.
I love it. All right.
Okay. Solfrid, what do I say that you've gotten so tired of?
It's got to be something about the beads.
Not everyone loves beads like me.
I think Sulfur, I think I love that you love beads. I am just a little tired of hearing about the beads. Except when they're involved in interpreting dreams.
Okay, gotcha. And let's see. Kara, what did you show me that no one else could?
I think I showed you a secret hot chocolate recipe.
Ooh, thank you.
The secret is use 5 different types of chocolate.
Ooh.
Amazing.
Daisy, which part of my performance always impresses you?
Oh, how do I choose? You're so daring. You just like go out there. You don't even hesitate and you just do it no matter what it was. Like some things I think I might be a little scared to do, and you perform those moves, and that always impresses me.
And love. Which holiday do we both love?
All of them. Especially this one because it's happening right now.
Yes.
Okay. I have to change my questions. So, Cara Bear, why do I find you beautiful?
Because there's beauty in movement and motion.
Yeah.
And life is what happens between the first and last breath.
Life is what happens between the first and last round.
Breath.
I was thinking round like spinning, but yeah, both work. Okay. And Rowdy,
Hey.
why do I find you beautiful?
Oh, I mean, just look at me.
Yeah.
Especially right now, I'm at like my most beautiful. Like, I got so much fat and all this hair. Like, you could we have braided my hair. I think also just because we're really good friends.
Yeah.
You also find everything beautiful, but I'm looking real nice right now. So,
But everything has a reason for being beautiful.
yeah. And thank
Look
you
at
for
that bare fat. Oh my
thank you
God.
for telling me that I'm beautiful. I needed that. Love.
Yeah.
When was the last time we stayed up all night to watch the sunrise? And I'm gonna add, what did we talk about?
I'm gonna say, we're watching it right now. And we're talking about how beautiful we are and how great our bear fat is and how great friends we are and all the wonderful things that the beautiful things we saw because we left home.
Yeah, that was a good idea.
Yeah.
And Yarek, why do I call you my best friend?
Cause as my mentor Beringer used to say, oh man, hang on. I got it memorized, but I think I'm thinking of the wrong one. No, that wasn't it. That wasn't it.
Rowdy, you couldn't ask the same question because you danced together and it was so amazing.
It was really cool. And I think that the could you repeat the question again? Sorry, I was trying to remember.
Why do I call you my best friend?
Oh, yeah. I think it's because almost there.
Sometimes the simplest answers are the best answers.
Okay, I got it.
I need to know now.
Okay, this is what Beringer said. I have it memorized. I don't carry it with me anymore. Sometimes it takes me a little while. But here's what he said. The thing with Western civilization is that it goes against how men and women move, in addition to exploring the implications of how men and women move. And that is why we're best friends.
That's something. I think that we're best friends because you always surprise me. There we go. Could have just been like, we danced once.
Well, that's basically what I said. Is that not? I don't
exactly
understand. Is it? Isn't that what I said? And,
Such
and
a
I'm
great poet.
kind of looking around at all of you.
Okay.
It was lovely.
It was beautiful.
Thank you, love.
So we have some time left to do some debrief questions. Right? That was all the
Yeah, that was
rounds
it.
again. I think I counted that right. So we're each going to answer questions and give a brief answer. If you don't want to, if you don't answer for it, go ahead and say, yeah, just kind of pass or let us know. I think I want to start with this question. The name of this game, Wanderhome, may seem contradictory for some. Wander is something you do away from home, right? You leave your home to wander. What does the name mean to or evoke for you?
For me, like, I mean, it's definitely the name is very, I don't know. It's hard. You can't talk about the name without also showing the book because it's like so pretty. Like, but it makes me feel cozy and like I'm taking my home with me wherever I go because I'm with my friends. And that's what's awesome. That's what it does for me.
I can go. So, as a Buddhist, I think that everything is very temporary. So, like my house everything's not gonna stay. And the name Wander Home just invokes that like home can be anywhere, and I can go and look and find and be with friends and chosen. It kind of speaks to me about chosen family as well, and that it can change. It doesn't have to always stay the same. It's wherever I happen to find myself at that time.
I'll just second that. And that was kind of what I was thinking silently to myself about where is my home. And as Yark, it's wherever we or us or they or them or Wayne or Wax meets new creative and exciting individuals to be inspired by. The home is in the poetry.
As someone who has several different places that feel like home to me, and like I feel it in the deepest part of my body that those places are home, I think it brings up that feeling of like it can be the people that I'm with, and there are places that feel like home just by being me being there, and not the people not being there. But that I can take those things with me, and that I can travel to these different places that feel like home, and it doesn't just have to be one place.
Yeah. Similarly, just like home is part of that journey because you're wandering with the home and also wandering in a direction. Whether or not that direction will be home, we'll find out.
Next question. Okay. So Gaze of Our Lives is queer people playing queer games. So we're here to play queer games. How do you experience this game as queer? How does it help you? Did it help you to embrace, clarify, affirm your queer identity?
I think the most obvious part was in the New Year's prompt with trying out a new name, gender, etc. And I have been kind of trying to figure out more about what does gender mean to me versus what does it mean to society or movements, or and how I represent myself. And so I almost wish there'd been a little bit more time, because I did choose really unique pronouns at the beginning, and even I was having a hard time using them because I hadn't really fully integrated like how I should use them. And yeah, so I don't think I took advantage of that as much as I could have.
It's a one shot, so it's hard to fit it all in.
I think for me, I've only played like a non-binary character once before, and it wasn't for a stream, and so it was really. I think that because we're all playing animals, it's definitely easier to play with gender, or feels easier because most animals look very similar, whether they're male or female, and so they're not gendered already, unless they're birds are a different story. um, but I really wanted Rowdy to be they, them, he, like so more masculine. And I definitely play around with my gender presentation or gender expression, but my gender identity is she, her. But I think it's nice to be able to just try it out and see how I feel about it. And it's not an ongoing, it doesn't have to be an ongoing thing. It can just be something I try for now, and it will ultimately it will inform my everyday life as well, because it can't not when it's a story. Like, these stories are so personal. So that's almost an answer.
It's a
I
response.
There we go.
I was actually kind of curious about choosing he they pronouns, because you, with this character, you really embrace this, body positive attitude about fatter is better. And societally, we tend to, while there are still issues with masculine people and weight and body issues, it tends to be more acceptable for men to be okay with being large, and it's not seen nearly as okay for non-masculine presenting people to be proud of their largeness. So I was kind of curious, did that play into it either in the decision or in your experience in the game?
I think it might not be as tied to gender. Like, that decision might not be as tied to gender, but it could subconsciously be. That is, like, my body weight is something I'm always struggling with, even when I've been very thin. And I am a little obsessed with bears now because of this. And I got really obsessed with Fat Bear Week. I mean, like, for like an hour, but it was like, look it up. It's adorable, you guys. All the other people out there. But I would say that actually in this, I probably explored more about body positivity than even gender stuff in this one, which that is something that I carry into a lot of the games that I play, is either exploring about how I feel about my body, or exploring like neurodivergence. Those are like the two big themes I think that I explore when it's not directly linked to gender or sexuality. But I could have subconsciously decided, well, if I want to be able to embrace how giant I am, because I chose Kodiak bear for a reason. So I'm like, they're so big, and they're the biggest bears that aren't polar bears. And because it was Fat Bear Week when we chose our bears, and I could have subconsciously been like, well, I guess I'm gonna be a he they. So maybe I wasn't ready to like have a more feminine personality with that.
I haven't fully worked it through, but something about, as a person who is seen in the world, I have a beard and mustache and hair. I come off pretty guy in that regards, even if my behavior is not always guy, but if you just see me. So playing a very effusive, impulsive, everything is beautiful, love everything character is a fun way to, play with societal, as you said, kind of gender expectations. And to, really just change the name to love was like, wow.
And Hallie, I also wanted to thank you for sharing, because I was like, I don't know if I put you in a place of like sharing something that was more
No,
vulnerable. So
I am generally willing to talk about almost anything. Oh, like, and that's something that I care a lot about, like, is talking about body positivity, and I think it's also a big part of like the LGBTQ experience too, is how do we present ourselves to other people? How do we present ourselves to ourselves? How do we deal with just trying to love ourselves? It's real hard. So, no, and thank you for the question, actually.
Was what you're saying, Hallie. I really relate to, I don't know, wrapping different parts of my identity in, and I can't separate the intersections, like the LGBT queerness, from my neurodivergence. Like, I could see so much of my autistic self coming out, like the beads and the organizing the beads and all that good stuff.
I was
And
wondering if you were trying to explore a little bit of that, because like,
yeah.
and you had them in front of you too, like you actually had beads and yarn, and
yeah,
also
totally.
we worked in cats.
Yep. And so that for some reason that is always coming out, even if I'm trying to focus more on gender and sexuality. I'm at a place where it doesn't really separate cleanly for me. So
I think that as Yarrick, if this was more than a one shot, as a poet, Yarrick would have spent a lot more time like sitting down with you with the beads and like having a discussion about just the beauty or like the differences and things.
Oh, that would be so cool. I also did throw in that my aunt and Beetle, which both seem to have male leaning names, for kind of, I don't know how to
they're
dream.
in love.
They are.
That's canon now. It's
Yeah.
a dream that's going to come true.
Yep.
That sounds like a wonderful fairy tale that needs to be written. Brilliant and Ringo
The Beetle.
get married.
Ringo the Beetle. They get married. Have their
That's
little.
in the next Wanderhome special. For all insects.
I imagine it kind of like the Frog and Toad stories, except it's more explicitly a relationship.
Yeah.
It's interesting for me playing, like, I love that, like, you can throw in the beginning, it's like pick a name and pronouns, just that's what every playbook tells you to do that. And you can play around with a lot of things. With the playbooks tell you to play around with masculinity and femininity and all of that, and I feel like queerness is wrapped up in this game, and yet I didn't really go into it to explore any of that. I think because I'm playing with a bunch of queer people, there's things that could come to me organically through play, I think, but I wasn't searching for anything, but it's good to be in a space where it feels safe for those things to come up, even if you're not looking for them.
I think that's a good thing that you said, like, because we're playing with a bunch of queer people, like, it's not like we don't have to like make a point, we don't have to try to like, we're not trying to diversify a more mainstream table, through our character. We don't have to do that because we are doing this together.
Well, and like Nina is my wife. We're married and we made a sun and a moon bear to kind of reflect each other.
It took me too long to notice that.
and like that doesn't mean that we necessarily have to be in a romance in the game, right? And it's still a cute little thing that we're a sun and moon.
So
I did kind of intend to do more flirting and romance and had asked if that was okay beforehand.
And I said
but
it was
story wise,
okay.
it just hasn't worked it. And I enjoyed the sort of different relationships that I made, you know, that Yarrick made with Rowdy. I love that I just like floof into your fur and disappear. Like it's, you know, you know, just the you know, being on Love's shoulders and running around being like excited about life and admiring Care Bear and inspiring, you know, Daisy to do something kind of crazy. But yeah, I do think that some of that experience reflected my own queer experience, where I think a lot of people, like, I was like the observer and from the outside and like trying to figure out life without participating. And then for me, becoming queer was about really stepping into participating more heavily. And I was definitely quiet and to the side for much of life until I came out. And then all of a sudden they were like, whoa, like, what? Who are you? And why are you so outgoing now? Because I like ladies. I love great tits and tufted tits and blue tits.
All the tits.
I love and titmouses.
That's gonna
and
be a
blue-footed
clip.
bees and
I am so trained not to make these kind of jokes, you know, being a guy identified. But I'm enjoying all your jokes.
I'm glad I can be there to help you enjoy vicariously.
I think I'm blushing.
I mean, there are a lot of other bird names that are real crazy, so we're gonna have to incorporate those. Next question.
Okay.
Great tits.
Do we want a more personal question or more a question about the application of this game?
I think we do a great job with the personal ones. Let's stick
Okay.
with that.
All right. So it gets a little technical at first. So in game studies, there's a term alibi, which means that we can say it's my player, it's my character. The player can say it's not me, it's my character doing these things, right? And that fictional distance between character and player allows that space for exploration and work to happen, right? So one of the reasons we can use the games in our therapeutic practices, our spiritual direction practices. I've been playing with the idea lately that randomness and limits in character generation, while they feel like they're stopping you from putting your personal stuff into the character, actually end up with more with you being able to do exploration, because we end up putting stuff in. Something about the limits increases that sense of alibi. It's not me, it's this random or really limited choice character. So, and we end up finding our challenges and our questions through that process without intending to put them there. So the question I want is, what was your experience with character creation in Wanderhome in relation to the idea? Because it is very limited. You pick a playbook, but once you pick the playbook, there's only so many choices to make. How did that limiting of choices affect you and maybe your ability to discover things about yourself?
Yes, I can go first with this one. And I guess one of the things with that is, since I picked an independent playbook, my questions are a little different. And one of them was to choose who I was when no one was watching, 2 things that I am at all times, and 1 thing I am when everyone is watching. And I find it interesting the things I picked and then how it actually ended up in gameplay. Because like I picked precise and chatty as the 2 things I always was. And then I was just like not at all chatty during this, unless you were like physically in this room. In that I just had, I don't know if you can't really tell on stream because it's like shoulders up, but I've just been moving so much and playing a character who dances, and I used to dance, and it's just like I've been physically chatting and moving and just so much movement this entire time that it's like if we were in person, you would see it. And I used to express myself a lot more physically when I was younger, like through my movements and through dancing and through that as like how I would speak about certain things when it was just like, don't want to use words. And so it was interesting seeing how these were the choices I was given, what I picked, and then how that came out and how it just didn't quite work with our current medium of being distant. But yeah, I found that very interesting of just, I haven't stopped moving since we sat down to play this.
You definitely embodied the character.
Yeah.
But maybe like maybe the choices you picked weren't necessarily the choices that you kind of wanted, maybe. Or like that's not the part that you embodied, but the overall feeling you did.
Yeah.
So I was like genuinely trying to pick a character that I don't usually play, like a character type. And so I was like the fool, like picturing someone who's more outgoing and silly and out there. And I created a very autistic fool. It was wonderful because it was me, and I think it allowed me to like just like take off a mask and just be myself without like anything holding me back or me feeling like I had to be a certain way, which I feel all the time in my real life. So I was really appreciative of this process and this opportunity to get to play this character. It also, similar to Jesse, it did not turn out the way that I was picturing in my head. Apparently I can't force myself to be super social, but
You did it. I was gonna ask you if you felt like you had unmasked or
I did,
masked
yeah.
more.
Yeah.
Just because like you were more outgoing, I think, than I had seen you in a game. Like you had been a bit during Punk Pride Pixies, but not the way. It was really nice to see, and I hope that you unmask more frequently.
Thank you.
And I think that you did a great job, like exploring those things.
Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I also love how you embrace that side of you in sort of catching the like crazy stuff that I was throwing your way. Just like, you rolled with it and not necessarily in the way that I would, because of the way that my brain is wired. But it was its own, it was beautiful and creative. And as much as I was surprising others, I was really surprised and fascinated by the choices that you made. And so yeah, thank you. That was all awesome and cool.
Oh, thank you. And I also appreciate when other players like do things to get me to respond or to do something, because that's sometimes the only time I feel like I can like put myself out there. So
I will always give you some weird random thing to just like at first I was like, oh man, like am I being too weird for everybody here? But I think that's also like the cool thing about like us getting excited about the worker space and the arts and creativity. I think all felt very queer space to me. Like I know there are non-queer spaces like that as well, but and sort of relating to what Jesse was saying, I think some of the choices, even if you don't feel like they fit you in the moment as you're creating your character, I think that what we're drawn to is still something that maybe we have, either something we're trying to sort of figure out about our, like there's some connection or like some way we used to be and have familiarity with, either because it's something we've struggled with or something we used to do. And so with the poet character, I was I was hoping to actually pull quotes from poetry that I wrote in high school when I first came out. And I cannot find my poetry book. I was
Aw.
asking Lara, I was like, have you seen my black velvet notebook with the silver dragon on it?
I've never seen this thing in my life.
It's got to be in one of the boxes that I still haven't unpacked in all these years of moving. But I know it's got to be somewhere. Like I can feel it in my heart. And one of the challenges I made for myself, because it's something that we're not playing live in person, and because I have access to the computer, was having like a literary quote for every thing, because I am terrible at remembering stuff at the right time, and I could just have a computer like generate stuff and try to make it fit and just see what happens. And I think it worked well. So I could explore an experience that I have not really had personally.
Yeah. I know like we need to wrap up shortly, but for basically I created Rowdy because I really thought it would be funny to have a big fat bear be a dancer. That was my inspiration for for Rowdy. But I did get a chance to explore parts of myself like wanting to embrace being beautifully large. That's where I'll leave that.
I love how we found things in Limit that we actually were, even though we weren't thinking about it, we found it through the limited choices we were presented. We could talk for a long time about all these things, but we are already over, so we should wrap up. And the way we step out of the circle of play and back into our daily lives is by doing the name game in reverse. Say your character name, everybody say goodbye to the character, and then we say our player name, everybody say goodnight to the player. So we'll back in our order. Let's do that.
I remembered I go first this time. So oh shoot. I was so concentrating on going first. Do I say my name?
Character first.
Character first, then my name. Sorry, I'm newer to the process, so thank you for your guidance and patience. You said character name first, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You got
See, this is how my brain really works. So I played Yarek.
Good night, Yarek.
Good night,
Good night,
Yarek.
Yarek.
You're beautiful.
And I am Nina.
Good night, Nina.
Good night.
You're also
Good night,
Good
beautiful.
night, Nina.
I'll see you in a few minutes.
I know where you live.
She's in the house.
I know where you sleep.
That's threatening. I've been Sulfred tonight.
Good night, Soul.
Good night, Sulfred.
Good night, beautiful Soulfred.
Good night, Sulfred.
I'm Lara.
Hey, James Lara, you're also beautiful.
Good night, Lara.
See you soon, Lara.
All right. I was Daisy.
Good night.
Daisy.
So beautiful.
And I am Maggie.
Oh, you're Maggie now.
Good night, Megan.
Good night,
Slash
Maggie.
That's
Mary.
beautiful. You're beautiful.
Yeah.
I was Cara Bear.
Good
Night,
night.
Good night,
Bear.
Cara
Bear,
Bear.
your dancing is beautiful. You're beautiful.
And I'm Jessie.
Good
Good night,
night,
Jessie.
Good night,
Jessie.
Jessie.
It was also beautiful. I played Puppy Love.
Good night, puppy
Good
love.
night, puppy love.
You're beautiful.
And I am Menachem.
Good night,
Good night,
Good night,
Menachem.
Menachem.
You're also beautiful. And I am Hallie. Or
Good night.
no. I'm Rowdy.
Rowdy,
night,
such
Good night, Rowdy.
with all that bare fat.
Always beautiful.
And I'm Hallie.
Good night,
Good
beautiful
night,
Hallie.
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 Who is also beautiful.
And good night, all you beautiful viewers, whether you're watching us live or on YouTube.
I hope you could bear through all of it.
We could barely stand it.
Didn't have to pause it too many times.
Do, 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 do.
I know we're a little grizzly on the outside.
Yeah. Next time we're
All
Okay,
Okay,
please, let's
someone want to cut us off.
Bye.
Good night, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Okay.